Hey guys, today I'm gonna talk about my beta Ice Spear Cast and Crit character. This is a very old build of mine that has undergone very many changes in the beta and just in general changes over time. It first started off in Nemesis, so obviously there's been a lot happening in the game and I haven't played it since then. So yeah, we did some changes and it turns out the build is pretty freaking good. And a lot of people are interested in it and I forgot to make a video about it. So I'm making one real quick right now. And yeah, the format of the video is going to be I'm going to show you my gear and then I'm going to do a run and then I'm going to go through passives and kind of explain the decisions behind certain things. But keep in mind that this is a build diary. This is not a build guide. A lot of the things are very unfinished. A lot of the decisions might be wrong. I'm just not quite sure yet, you know? This character is only level 73. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, our main ability is Kinetic Blast, which triggers Cast on Crit Ice Spear. We use double heralds currently with no reduced mana because I don't have one. In the long run, I want to pick up Charisma and also possibly maybe Influence and also maybe this reduced mana. Basically, I want to fit in either Grace or Anger. Anger because this character is a sort of a hybrid character where once I get a proper wand, currently I'm using Twizzle which is a level 31, but obviously you can get something way better with 1.7 attack speed, you know, higher crit, additional types of damage. So it just makes a big difference, but this is a hybrid character in a way that not only does the Kinetic Blast deal damage, but also the Ice Spear deals damage. For right now, it's not as visible because the weapon is just bad, but in the future, that's what we're hoping for. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. For our 5-link, a 5-link is necessary. We use Cast and Crit, greater multiple projectiles, Kinetic Blast, Ice Spear, and Chain. Chain and GMP has gone some major changes. Has undergone some major changes in a way that it now has less reduced damage every single level. So essentially, every level is a multiplier, which is huge. It really helped out Chain. I think that Chain is very solid right now. It's not as obvious whether or not you should go Pierce or Chain now. It really is a cool decision, and for me personally, I prefer Chain because it just plays better, and honestly, for the most part, from what I've seen, Chain just works better for most builds nowadays. Our single target is Barrage, Fireball, Flame Surge, Cast and Crit. My gems are a little bit under leveled, sadly, because I just didn't need a single target for the longest time, but as I got into Merciless, I just equipped some gems because it was necessary. So don't expect too much single target damage as of right now, but in the future, as I get more crit, as I equip a Rat's Nest, you know, it's gonna get a lot better, and obviously a faster wand will change that a lot. So like I said, I want to get a Rat's Nest. The shield really doesn't matter. When it comes to the chest piece, you can equip honestly whatever you want. This is a evasion build, so you know, Queen of the Forest is reasonable. A Lightning Coil is very reasonable because getting our gear is going to be very simple. You know, Belly of the Beast, Lightning Coil, Queen of the Forest, random chest piece, whatever. The build is incredibly defensive. It gets about 220% life or more if you choose to, but that's entirely up to you. So along with acro and phase acro, so it's very tanky. Because in the past this build was made. This was one of the very few builds back in Nemesis that actually was hardcore viable. A cast and crit build that was hardcore viable. And reflect immune, you know, in the past we use Asaphos, yada yada yada. Currently in the beta, the reflect has changed. I think they're gonna bring it back to what it was, but currently the reflect has changed, so reflect is not a problem at all. But even if they change it back to the old reflect, honestly a Sapphire is just enough for this build, and like 1% leech. You'll see. Yeah, random rings. I recommend getting mana regeneration because I still haven't quite decided what to do with the mana. If I should go for physical damage and leech, if I should possibly just get mana regeneration, if I should maybe go, you know, Eldritch Battery with where's it? Ghost Reaver. They move Ghost Reaver? Oh, here we go. With Ghost Reaver, I honestly don't know just yet. We shall see. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I will be posting a second build diary as soon as I figure these things out. Random gloves, random belt, random boots. Just very, very bad gear in general. We currently have an accuracy problem, but not because the build has a problem with accuracy. Obviously, later on we get depth perception, you know, we get all these accuracy nodes. We get a lot of dexterity, we get accuracy through finesse, so it doesn't have an accuracy problem, but if you don't have any accuracy, like base accuracy on your gear, then yeah, scaling the percentage doesn't really do much. But yeah, that's just like a quick introduction to the character. I'll show you guys how exactly it plays, and yeah, hopefully you're gonna like it. Because like when I was playing on the stream, a lot of people were very interested. I was very surprised to see so many people interested in the build, because I've done it in the past and people weren't that interested. But it plays really well, it's really fun. You basically... Wow, no crits. Okay, there we go. You basically just get your charges up, and then you one-shot the universe. This is a level... Where's the Herald coming from? Like I said, single target is a bit meh right now, but that's gonna get fixed in the future. Level 67 zone, 73 character, so you know, not really over leveled for this or anything, but you can see that, you know, it's incredibly strong right now. I don't know if there's gonna be any changes to it, if it's gonna get nerfed, if it's gonna possibly maybe even get buffed. Honestly, I don't expect any nerfs to it, simply because they just changed GMP. They just changed chain. They changed Ice Spear not so long ago. The amazing thing also for the build is that it used to be quite laggy. Now it's not laggy at all. You see, I'm recording a video, you know, playing music, whatever. I didn't turn anything off, and the build doesn't lag at all, simply because of the performance changes in the beta. So I'm really in love with that. That's a blue pack. You see, just everything instantly melts. Would I like to see a nerf to this build? Probably. I think in a 6 link, it's just going to be too disgusting. Like, it's just going to be overpowered. But, you know, we'll see. This is still beta. A lot of things are changing. You can also do this on live servers, to be honest. There's really not that big of a difference other than the multipliers, but you can see how much damage I do. It's not really an... You know, you don't really need that much more damage, and if you've got a 6 link and get a crit damage gem, yeah, you just destroy another blue pack, just completely decimated. The cool thing about this build and why it's so much different to any other cast and crit build is that, well, our main trigger is Kinetic Blast, but the strength of the build and why it is... What's happening here? Obviously this won't be a problem in the future. I'm losing like power charges and weird stuff is happening simply because my gear is garbage. In the future I'm gonna have 100% crit, and you know, critting won't be an issue. I'm gonna have 100% crit within today, so the next build diary I'm sure I can show that. But yeah, the main strength of the build and a couple of things I have to explain. Okay, so here we go. Main strength is, and why we can allow ourselves to go so defensive, is Ice Spear. Most custom crit builds rely on stuff like Fireball, whatever, you know, Arctic Breath. We rely on Ice Spear. Why? Ice Spear does a ton of damage right now. Ice Spear works great with Chain. It's very, very smart. Ice Spear has already a base... Ice Spear already has a base 49% crit regardless of anything, and on top of it, the base, like on the second form, that's why we have to kind of stay in range, but like the range is this tiny. So we initially, Ice Spear has a 50% chance to crit, essentially, initially without anything, and then on top of it, critical strike chance is 7%. So with just stuff like global crit nodes like Assassination and, you know, Heartseeker, True Strike, that allows us to get a 100% crit chance on our Ice Spear. I'm not quite sure what it is right now without charges. 24.9 plus 50 plus the charges. Easy 100% crit chance. Same with our Kinetic Blast, you know, with all the global charges, with these crit nodes, and then on top of the fact that wands can get 11% crit chance, easily 100% crit. So that's the biggest strength and why we don't really want to use other stuff, because we do not want to get invested into Doomcast, Annihilation. We don't want these nodes. It's just pointless. If you get a 6th link, again, use a crit damage because it's just way stronger. Try and support your Ice Spear as much as possible. And yeah, you can see the passive skill tree. I made some mistakes leveling up, but right now you can level this build from pretty much immediately. I mean, well, not pretty much immediately, but like level 30, 40, it's more than enough. Simply because Ungil's Harmony is in the game. This gives you 100% chance to crit. Actually level 30, because this Twizzle is a very high crit chance wand, and you can get it also from level 30. So you just equip those two, you know, rush some crit nodes. If you've got like leveling gear, you don't have to worry about life nodes, so get True Strikes, get Assassination, maybe get Heart Seeker, or try and rush the wand nodes, and you're pretty much set. I mean, you're in business. So it's... I am baffled by how good this build has gotten. I mean, I expected it to be pretty strong, but not quite this. And yeah, that's pretty much the decision. Like, I'm trying to remember questions from the stream right now, because a lot of people asked a lot of questions, and they were mainly the same stuff. Like, for our single target, the explanation for Fireball and Flame Surge is that Fireball crits, it ignites the target, and Flame Surge just does a crap ton of damage. The only downside is that Flame Surge is not a projectile, and we get a lot of projectile nodes, right? So that's a problem in the future. Well, in the future we get these nodes. You know, we've got Sniper right now. We go through these nodes, so maybe something like Arctic Breath is better. Maybe it's better than Fireball. I'm not quite sure yet. My gems are still under leveled, so I don't really worry about it. But yeah, for the leveling process, if you don't want to go cast and crit, if you feel like it's slow, or you know, it's funky with the mana or whatever, just use regular Kinetic Blast, get a Twizzle, get some added damage on gear, and you're completely fine. I keep saying the same stuff, but I'm just trying to remember what I was trying to say. Oh, and for power charges, I use Assmark, Curse and Hit, Herald of Ice, and Herald of Thunder. I don't really use a reduced mana. In the future we can put this in a different setup. You see that I basically have nothing here. I use a Frenzy simply because in the future I might you know, go for these nodes and like pick up Fervor, and then also pick up Frenetic. Currently frenzy nodes are, frenzy charges are incredibly strong. You can see damage modified per frenzy charge 4% more, so a multiplier to all your damage, which is mind-blowingly good. And for us, it's just incredibly simple to keep up charges as soon as we get a faster weapon. Even now, it's very simple for me to keep up charges. I don't bother because I do too much damage anyway. But if you're like in a group scenario, I mean, you just use your frenzy once with it, like you can attach a faster attacks. We found a faster attacks, so you can do that maybe. Attach a faster attacks, you know, attack every now and then, boom. You've got your frenzy charges up constantly with like I believe a 12-second duration with this node. And yeah, I think the traveling's pretty much done. I mean, I'm gonna go to Herbalism, I'm gonna take all these life nodes, I'm gonna travel to Death Perception, pick up Blood Drinker, might possibly take Mind Drinker in the future. I definitely want to see how the mana's gonna be looking with Deep Thoughts, and if Eldritch Battery and Ghost Reaver will be necessary. If so, then I'll change up the layout over here a little bit. Scion gets a lot of jewels, so that's really good. I want to obviously pick up Reflexes because it's just an amazing node. And yeah, like I've said in the beginning, Charisma and all that stuff. I don't know, we might do some kind of traveling to Fury Bolts and like this stuff, and might test some Iron Reflexes stuff because Iron Reflexes was changed from what I've heard. But a lot of these things are just very, very experimental. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you're interested in the build, check out the live stream. If you've got any more questions, check out the live stream. I'll try and write down the questions so that I'll be more prepared in the future when it comes to these things. It's just that a lot of people asked so many questions yesterday, and I'm simply out of time today. I completely forgot about making this video, so I'm making it now. Hopefully it's informative. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too pissed off about my incompetence. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching the video. You know, if you like the build, if you like the video, leave a like, leave a sub, more builds in the future, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching again, and see you guys on the live stream or in the next video. Bye!